G'day. Are you aware of the differences between the nutrition information on food labels in the US, so regulated by the FDA, and in Australia and New Zealand, regulated by FSANZ, Food Standards Australia and New Zealand? If you're not, in this short video, I want to take you through some of the basic differences. I'm Dr. Philip Button from the Food Entrepreneurship Academy, and I'm in my backyard in Melbourne, in the eastern suburbs of Melbourne, on this summer day in early January. So without further ado, let me grab a few packets here and I'll take you through it. So what I've got here are a selection of food products, three from Taiwan and one out of China. And it's not uncommon for food products from different Asian countries or indeed elsewhere to have they're prepared in terms of the nutrition information and the food labels for the US. Sometimes they're prepared for Australia, sometimes they even have multiple. But in this particular case, I want to show you about the differences between them. So in this case, we've got these fried round gluten products. And this one's out of Shanghai, China. And what they've got here is the original, which is the nutrition facts. So in the US, the nutrition information is called nutrition facts when it's on our food label. And down the bottom, because it's prepared for the US market, but it's imported into Australia. And what the Australian importer has done is place a sticker with the FSANZ approved nutrition information panel on it. So one of the key differences though that you'll notice is that, both of them, both the nutrition facts from the FDA in the US and the nutrition information from FSANZ in Australia and New Zealand present the information in a per serving. But what they do in Australia and New Zealand is also presented as a, over here, we've got two columns here for the FSANZ. So one of them, the one on the left, is per serving, and then the one on the right is a percentage basis, so per 100 grams. Whereas in the US, the FDA regulations are simply per serving, but then they also have the percent DV, which is the percent daily value, which I suppose it depends what you're used to, but it may or may not be abuse. Now, what I find though that being from Australia, growing up in Australia, I find the percentage one is the one that I tend to use the most, because serving size changes and I might not want to eat, a whole serving, or, I might be eating multiple servings. And, I don't want to be bound by what the manufacturer actually recommends as a serving size. I would rather work that out for myself. And that's why I prefer the Australian way of using the right column in the nutrition information panel, the per 100 grams, which is the percentage. Another one here, these Sichuan braised soup noodles. Also, what they've done here, this one's out of Taiwan, so they've got the nutrition facts prepared for the FDA, which, remember, is in calories, because the US uses the imperial style, so we've got calories here, whereas the Australian uses kilojoules because we use a metric system here in Australia. And then once again, they've got, so the nutrition information here shows the amount per serving here, and then the amount per 100 grams on this side, which is the Australian way of the Australian and New Zealand way, according to FSANZ, of presenting the nutrition information. Another couple of noodle products over here, just to show you. Now, these ones haven't been amended at all. These tomato braised sauerkraut soup noodles. These only have the FDA approved nutrition facts. So once again, on this side is the amount per serving, over here. Amount per serving over here, and then the you can see it says calories, well, the daily value on that side. So remember, that's the US style. So the left column as the percent. Sorry, on the left column is the amount per serving, and on the right column is the percent of daily value. And remember, it's in the US style is in the calories as opposed to the kilojoules, which we use here in Australia. And this is the same thing, but it's these instant Oriental noodles. These ones here, again, out of Taiwan. Slightly different way of presenting the US style. But again, it's basically got the same information. So we're talking about nutrition facts, FDA approved for the US, then amount per serving, and the percent daily value. So short message, what I want you to take away from this is that there are the key differences between the way of presenting the nutrition information in Australia and New Zealand, according to FSANZ, and in the US, according to the FDA, is that in Australia and New Zealand, we have two columns. On the left, we have the amount per serving. On the right, we have the amount per 100 grams, so percentage basis. Whereas in the US, on the left column, they have the amount per serving, just as we do here in Australia and New Zealand. Then on the right, they have the percent DV, which is the percent daily value. And remember, the US uses the imperial system, so they use the calories, whereas in Australia, we use the metric system, and therefore we use kilojoules. So those are the key, brief, short differences between the nutrition facts, which is the FDA approved for the United States, and the nutrition information presented in the nutrition information panel, which is the Australia and New Zealand FSANZ Food Standards Australia and New Zealand approved way of presenting the nutrition information here. So thanks very much. It's Dr. Philip Button here signing out from Food Entrepreneurship Academy. Thanks very much for tuning into this video, and I'll see you around. Take care, Bye.